Hello. I'd like to tell you a story, but before I do that, would you take a couple breaths with me? So we're going to breathe in through our nose, and as we're breathing in through our nose, we're going to feel softness, we're going to feel peace, and we're going to feel ease. And when we breathe out through our mouth, we're going to allow all that softness, all that peace, all that ease to just swim its way through our body. Are you ready? Let's breathe in. Very good. Let's do that again. Ready? Breathe in. There. So the story starts like this. When you were a little girl, you could feel everything. You could feel the earth beneath your feet. You could feel the sun on your skin. You could feel the tension between your parents. You could feel happiness higher and bigger and wider and more expansive than anybody could understand. And you could feel sadness deeper and darker and more encompassing than you could ever explain. And they called you sensitive. And they called you over emotional. They said you had a big imagination. But to you, your feelings were more than just feelings. And the sensitivity that they made you think was part of an overactive imagination was how you plugged into the entire world around you. And because of this deep capacity to feel, you felt incredibly alone inside your body. And as life progressed, and as you got older, this only intensified. Now, you may be the firstborn daughter. You may have parents who live together, but who do not express love in any way. Or you could have parents that have separated and have unfinished issues between them. And you felt it all. And then you went to school, and you were different. You might have been, you might have dressed a little different. You may have spoken a little different. You may have just given off the aura of different. And because of that, your peers were not kind. Your teachers didn't understand what you needed. And your parents panicked because they didn't know how to help you. You were very much emotionally driven. And there was a lot of fear because you were told to fear. You were told that your sensitivity was your weakness. And you may have not been told this with words, but you definitely started to learn what behaviors were accepted and the things that you did that made you feel on the outside. And so you started to build walls. You started to question if you really belonged. And the more life progressed and the older you got and the less love that you received in the way that you needed to receive it, this could be from a mother figure, the more that you looked for love and acceptance and validation outside of yourself. And this brought a string of relationships that asked you to be smaller. This brought relationships into your life that required you to be something you weren't, because you felt like in order to be loved, you needed to be the version of you that other people were comfortable with. This could go so far as to changing the way that you dress, changing the way that you speak, changing the things that you like to do, all to please other people, all to fit in with your friends, all to be liked or accepted or desired by a boy. And as you moved through your teenage years and into adulthood, survival kicked in and survival took over. And you've spent a lot of years, maybe you've had a lot of different jobs. Maybe you've moved a lot of different times. Maybe you've met a lot of different people, but nobody really ever seems to see you. Nobody ever really seems to understand you. And you find yourself in and out of relationships. You feel like you find something that fits, and you get that feeling that this isn't meant for me, but you ignore that feeling because it feels good in the moment to be wanted. And over time, resentment builds. Resentment for self, resentment for life situation, life circumstance, and you begin to believe that you will never amount to anything, never be anything, never go anywhere, never do anything of note. And you start to believe the voice inside your head, the one that says you're not, the one that says you're not worthy, not deserving, not enough. And you listen to that voice, and you listen to that voice, and that voice becomes you. And one day you realize the voice inside your head is cruel, is crueler than any voice you've ever heard. And it tells you you'll never amount to nothing. And it tells you you're ugly and you're fat and you're deserving of all the bad things that happen to you. And you believe that voice, and you believe it for a very long time. But there's always another voice. There's always something a little quieter, but there, that says you're meant for something more. That you have what it takes inside of you. But that voice is quieter, and it's smaller, and it's more subtle, and it doesn't yell, and it doesn't scream, and it doesn't thrash and flail around like the one that says you're not worthy. It's there, but it's so hard to hear that the other voice is the one that you continue to follow. And that voice drags you through relationships. It drags you through friendships that don't align. It drags you through jobs that drain you. And it brings you to situations that take your money, right? Leave you joyless and flat and without an identity because you've shrunken yourself so far down in order to fit into other people's boxes or their ideals of you. If you're still here and you're still listening to this story, this could be familiar. Hi, my name is Genevieve, and I am a psychic empath. I am sensitive. And if this story resonates with you, know that it is my story. My story comes with drug addiction. It comes with eating disorder. It comes with pain and grief and fear and sadness and loneliness and if this is your story, you're in the right place. Because I have taken my story, I have taken the things that I have learned and have been taught, and now I help other deeply sensitive, highly emotional, beautiful, strong women be able to see the patterns that they perpetuate and why they do so. If you're here, you're supposed to be. And I'm very glad that you are. It's time to release the past. It's time to step forward into your light. You can be free. You can learn to find the validation that you seek inside. You can find your power again. It's possible. Those dreams you keep dreaming, the ones that are quiet but they're there, you can have peace. You can have bright illumination. If you're here, it's the light that you've been asking for. If you found me, I hope that you continue to return, because I believe we were meant to find each other. So, if this story resonates with you, visit me again. I intend to use this channel as a way to tell my story, as well as to use that story to help others see their light and to see their power, and to connect and to make some corner of the world that much better. So if you lasted this long, thank you for doing so. I hope that we will see each other again. If you're here, you're a healer, and you probably know it. You've probably spent your life helping other people. Now is the time to help yourself. I'm here for you, and I love you. Bye-bye.